So now I'm actually, to fine tune it, I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my number 2 guard. And in my head, I'm already thinking that I don't need the number 2, but I know it's gonna cut a little bit of hair, and remember, every single hair counts. All right, so I'm gonna close it with my number 2, pull the ear down, and try to already fade it out. All right. So it'll kind of give it that textured comb over kind of more natural kind of look. I'm just gonna spray his hair down a little bit, just so I can throw it over. And one thing about having your spray bottle is that when you have your spray bottle, you don't want to spray it directly on your client's head, because it could come out like this sometimes, where it's straight, right? So you always want to spray it all the way around. Make sure it has a nice spray. And I'm just gonna give him 3 sprays right there, real quick, and be able to throw it over. So by the time I actually do get to the top part of his head, I'm not going to cut it when it's wet. So it's number 2, closed. I'm corner cutting right here. I'm cutting with great caution right now. I'm finishing that up. Gonna go open right here, just so it's a little bit more textured. How much time is it? A lot. Alright. So we'll work on this section of the head now. Okay. And the same thing as the other side, but just because his hair comes over to the right side from the left to the right, we're gonna have to cut it a little bit different, so it can be easier for my client to maintain his hair and the more natural look. So again, clipper over comb, combing the comb straight up. I'm cutting straight into it with clipper open. Just gradually going over it right now. Because typically the style of his haircut is, it has to be styled without actually styling it. Because when he gets out of the shower or whatever, he wants to be able to just throw it over and it'll be styled just like that. Okay? So we're gonna go ahead and work over to the mid, towards the middle. Okay? You know, clip roll comb again. And then just follow that guide all the way through. Now our elbows are up a little bit higher, because we're working on a higher section of the head. And now I'm going to go clipper is closed. Just work on the bottom of the head and get all these little guys right here. Get them out of there. Okay. Now we're working on the bottom part of the fade without using any guards just yet. But when we do get to use the guards are more for fine tuning, whereas clipper over comb is more for the natural texture of the hair, exposing it. Alright. Nice easy strokes. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump into my number 2 guard. Again, my number 2 guard. And throw that hair forward. Close the clipper all the way. And dig in. Now it's closed. I'm just gonna go ahead and open it a little bit. So right now, what I'm doing right now is kind of more. I'm seeing the hair instead of trying to cutting it into a particular kind of way. I'm using it more as like freehand cutting in a sense. Okay. So again, the clippers are open with my number 2 guard. And again, remember that we took this section down with the number 2, but with the BGRSC's clippers. And for those of you that don't know, all different kinds of clippers and all different kinds of guards they all cut a different kind of style and do different things. The only thing that I'm not familiar with is wall clippers, except for the wall detailers. Other than that, wall clippers, I don't know anything about. So I'm just finishing it off right here. This is the number 2 open. And we're gonna dust off my client right here real quick. I'm gonna just take care of this a little bit right here. Again, all the way open. And the next thing we're gonna work on is the taper, the low skin taper. All right, so now we're gonna work on the left section of his head, of my client's head. And it's a low taper. So the definition of having a low ball taper is that this part's gonna be faded, and we're gonna see a little bit of a line right there to really make the taper come out and look really distinct. So in the beginning of the video, we started with the ProMate and we made our first guideline right there. What we're gonna do now is go with our fast feed open, or our clipper open, and then go ahead and make a little mark like that, like so. About a 1/4 to 1/2 inch up, okay? Because when we get to that part, we're gonna get a nice hook, okay? So now what I'm gonna get is I'm gonna get my 1/16. I'm gonna go ahead and close these. Actually, I'm gonna go halfway. I'm gonna go halfway and skip a couple of steps. Gonna go halfway with the 1/16. And again, I'm not going with this way towards the hair. I'm going straight up, okay? Going straight up with the hair. And typically, if I was just cutting his hair, I wouldn't be at this angle like this. I would be right here in front of my client, like so. And again, this is 1/16 halfway open. And I'm going to close it all the way, just like that. Pull the skin up a little bit. So I'm going to corner cut around his ear area. Going to put this down a little bit. Then I'm going to go back with my clippers a little closed. A little bit more, just so I can get in there. And as you can see, I'm corner cutting with the right side of the clipper, and it's more of a freehand kind of cut. Okay. Now I just open it up real quick. Now I'm going to go with the left section of my blade. Now the right section of the clipper opening. Okay. And now you'll see once I hit the line in there, then the taper is going to pop out extremely. So I'm going to get the ProMate clipper. I'm going to push his hair over, and I'm going to start from the temple area right here, and then I'll have it meet up. Okay. So from the temple, we'll go ahead and go right there. And then I'm gonna have this part of the clipper come up. And then I'm gonna go ahead and meet the temple on the bottom of the hook with the right side of the clipper. Okay. And I'm just gonna go ahead and clean this up real quick. Alright, you can turn it off real quick.